Welcome back, everyone, to episode 15 of Beer League Rebound. We got a good episode lined up for today. We have an interview for this episode, just a small interview, but we got probably the youngest, I think the youngest person on the show. We had Joey Haden come on. For some of you who listened to the Gary Hayden episode, Joey is his younger brother. Joey gave a great interview talking about his time of hockey, his short time of hockey so far from the age of 4 all the way up to midget. He just finished his second year of midget hockey, and he's looking to finish up his third year this upcoming, but great interview lined up for that. I'm actually going to send it over to that interview now, and then we got some exciting hockey news to talk about after the interview. So enjoy this interview with Joey Haden. Welcome back, everyone, to episode 15 of Beer League Rebound. We got another exciting interview coming up for us today. We're going to take a dive into some midget hockey this time. We've already had one half of the guest on the show before, the older brother. Now we got the younger brother on the show. We got Joey Haden joining us. Joey has played for AAA for the Bisons and has also been a member of the AC Avalanche. He's played hockey since he was 4 years old. He's had 13 points in 23 games last year and 12 points in 30 games this year. So he's been having an absolute stellar 2 years, and he's more of a two-way forward and likes to focus well on the D end. So I'd like to welcome to the podcast Joey Haden.
Thanks, Bryce. Appreciate you having me on. I'm really excited to talk about hockey. So yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm glad you were able to come on. And like I said, we had your brother on a couple episodes, Gary, and he was absolutely great to talk about his time of hockey and, just that brother bond connection of being able to have hockey with each other. It seems like it's pretty strong in your family, hey?
Yeah, I'd say it runs in the family. Yeah, like my brother said, my dad played hockey, so kind of wasn't a choice for us. We were kind of just told we're gonna play. So yeah, so we both been playing together or not playing together, sorry, but playing for a while. So yeah, it's good to have it in the family.
Definitely. I imagine you both are trying to help each other out right now with some training or a little on ice work now if the arena is opening up, or what's the scoop with your training for this summer?
So we've kind of just been like working out at like different places. Like he's been working out at it's called Craft Condition in Calgary. Just it's a little more convenient for him, and he's been going there for a while. And so I've just been training in energy. It's called Drench Fitness. I've been there for 4 years now. So yeah, it's good. There's I'm on the ice twice a week and working out every day. So yeah, it's good.
That's awesome. So happy to get your feet back underneath you and kind of moving again, hey?
Yeah, for sure. My first ice time was funny. I stepped on the ice and I was like, oh my god, like I never skated before. It was crazy.
I felt the same way, and I played beer league, so I couldn't imagine. Like, I imagine everyone feels the same way right now, just like not being on it for months.
It was like I had to like learn to skate again for the first couple minutes. I couldn't like every turn. I kept toe picking. It was horrible.
What are crossovers? What skating backwards?
100%. My hips after too were just so sore from just like not being used to it. My hips were just next morning was not fun.
Oh, I bet. So we'll kind of dive into. So you started playing hockey, age minor hockey, around the age of 4 and all that. So you just kind of hopped into like the tyke or novice era, and then just kind of worked your way up.
Yeah, so I hopped in tyke there, just like my brother, and just kind of played all the way up through, and just sort of fell in love with the game and just everything about it. Really, I didn't really take it too serious. I think until Pee-wee probably. That's when I kind of started understand the game a little more and actually started watching hockey more on TV and everything, and started trying to work out and get better. And a lot of that too came from watching my brother play and everything. Like it's pretty cool. Like for me personally, like watching him and his run he had with the Bisons at Telus Cup. Like I went with him to Quebec, watched all the games. Like that was pretty cool. And now I'm playing on the same team that he played on and won a championship with. For me, that's been really cool this year. Like I was like, wow, like it was just so surreal to me when I put that jersey on. So yeah, it was cool. Yeah,
big accomplishment, and runs good in the family that you kind of got to get that experience from Gary and see what it took, right? And you kind of led by example for you, hey?
Yeah, oh yeah, 100% too. Yeah, just like seeing, like, even we do play totally different games. He's more of a skilled player, and I'm more two way. But just watching him too, and just like picking up on little things he does, you kind of mimic it and put it into my game, but you kind of like my own little twist on it. So yes, it's been really good, watching him play and everything he's been doing.
Definitely. So growing up, getting into Pee Wee, you said a little more serious. Was that like some travel, some double A? What were you doing that led from Pee Wee to Midget Triple A?
Well, so I basically so Pee Wee Double A first year I was last cut. Pee Wee Double A second year I was last cut. Bantam Double A first year I was last cut. So I was kind of always the last cut on every single team, and then finally, and like this year really, like I would say is like my first year I kind of finally made it, because like I never played Bantam Triple A. Like I was never, I wasn't drafted or anything. I was never like the top tier recruit, and then this year, my hard work finally paid off, and I was able to play for the Bisons this year. And it just really meant a lot to me, like all the work I put in, and finally get rewarded for it. And because I've kind of been told no my whole life by everyone, so it kind of felt good just prove all the haters wrong, I guess you could say.
Absolutely. Everyone loves an underdog story too, so that's awesome to hear. So
Yeah.
playing in Airdrie, so you worked your way. You played AC Avalanche. What are they still AAA, or I haven't followed it too much recently, but they're based out in Cochrane, right?
Yeah, so that's minor midget AAA. Just
Minor
so the whole
midget.
league, the AMMHL, it's just all 15-year-olds. So
Yeah.
I made that. Yeah, my first year midget. Like my second year Bantam, I played Bantam Double A, and I was able to make that team. Yeah, I made that team last year, and I just kind of I didn't really finish the full season. I was just an injury bug last year. I broke some ribs, and then I had some shoulder problems. But yeah, I was able to come back at playoffs and finish off the year, which was good. But yeah, I just had a couple injuries there last year. But yeah, it's a great organization. And this year, they're a really good team. They made it over the finals. They got a lot of good talent on that team. So, and they're well coached too. Coach there, Terry, he's a great coach. He knows how to win. He knows how to run systems well. So yeah, they're a good team this year.
Oh, that's awesome to hear, and it's good to hear that they had some structure behind it too. Because
he's a really smart coach. He knows what he's doing. So yeah.
Able to kind of manage you guys, but make sure you're achieving what the ultimate goal is winning and progressing and getting better as individuals, right? So
yeah, for sure, 100%, yeah.
So you go in for it this year. You finally get the toss on the Bisons jersey. You finally made it your big goal. Tell us, you kind of dived in, but what are like the emotions behind that? What are you thinking to yourself? Are you calm? Are you anxious? Like, what's going through your head?
Well, for the home opener, like I was literally in warm up, whatever, and I was relaxing. I was shooting the puck around warm up and everything, and then we went on the goal line for the player introduction. I was like, holy, like this is real. Like the stands were pretty packed. I was like, wow, like this is like I actually did it. And like my first shift, I remember I was shaking in my boots. Like I was so nervous. And then stepped on the ice. It all went away. But yeah, it just felt really good. Like I kind of proved to myself. I was like, you know what? Like I'm good enough to be here. Like I earned this. So I just got to play like I know I can and play to my abilities.
Yeah, and well, like you said, you were kind of nervous and all that, but as soon as the kind of emotions settle down, and at the end of the day, you're just playing the game that you've been playing since 4 years old, right? There's nothing else to it.
Yeah, it was good too. Yeah, we ended up home opener there. We tied the Buffaloes, actually, the Calgary Buffaloes there. They won the Max tournament, so that meant a lot to us when we tied them. We were like, wow, like we could do something good this year. And for me too, it was just like a huge proving point to me, I can compete against better players, and I'm good enough to play at this level. So yeah, I felt really good after that.
And that's awesome. And so were you kind of rotating through lines throughout the year, or did the coach kind of have a good structure set for you? Like, what was your kind of role based off of this year and what you've been proving to yourself?
Well, yeah. So for the first little bit, we kind of just started rolling lines, trying to find some chemistry and everything. And then by the time we got to the Max Midget tournament, we kind of had this is what we got for power play and everything. We kind of got set there. And then towards the end of the year, my coach is kind of like, you know what, like we need to win. Whoever's playing, if you're on your game, you're gonna play. So, like, it was kind of, he'd come off the ice, he'd be like, okay, I want you two. I want you playing right, you playing left, you playing center. And if you kept playing good, you kept playing. So, yeah, that's kind of what we went with towards the end of the year. And, like, I really liked that. I thought it was good because, like, obviously, like, whatever, say, my buddy's having an unreal game, and I'm not having a good game. I'm going to want him on the ice because I know with him we're going to have the best chance to win, right? So I really liked that towards the end of the year for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more because, like you said, you can kind of feed off each other, and you want the best of the best out there for that time being. So at least you guys kind of had that in place. But
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
With yourself, you have mentioned when I had you send a notes over that you're an undersized player. We like to play physical. So as a physical player yourself, did the coaches like kind of rely on you? Like, hey, we need a hit from you. We need the puck moved. We're depending on you to get this job done. Were they able to come and give you these type of responsibilities?
Yeah, well, more for me, like I was more like a penalty kill and face-off guy. So it was like, okay, whatever, we need this penalty killed off. Me and my buddy there, my billet brother August Olson, he'd be like, all right, Og and Joe go out and kill this penalty off. Like I was more of a face-off guy. So if we're in the other team zone with a couple minutes left, they usually throw me out there because that's kind of, I'd say, would be like the biggest aspect of my game is winning draws or even tying up the other sentiment and just make it a 50-50 puck, so at least we have a decent chance of winning it. But yeah, there was a couple times this year they'd be like, all right, like go out there, win that draw. Like the second game of the Max Midget tournament, we were playing St. Albert, and they're a good team. They're big, they're fast, and they play like a more junior style game. Like they're pretty advanced. And they're like, okay, we need to go out there and win the draw. Went out there and take the draw, and then I dislocated my shoulder, so I kind of let the coach down there. But
not much you can really do on that one, hey?
Yeah, but more of a, if they need a face-off one, the D zone, the O zone, that's kind of where I'd say I went in for most of the time there.
It sounds like you've had quite a few injuries throughout your your progression into getting into upper hockey. Have you felt that it's kind of like, obviously it's slowed you down, but do you feel like it's impacting your game now at all, or?
Not really, no. Like this year I kind of had shoulder issues the whole year, but I've been doing a lot of rehab on it and everything, and like getting it back to 100%. But yeah, there's a couple times this year when I broke a bone in my foot, and then I had my knee issues, and then I had my shoulder issues. Like there was one game I had my ankle, my right ankle taped, my right knee taped, and my right shoulder taped. I looked like a mummy out there, so it was pretty funny. But yeah, just working towards trying to get back to 100%, because obviously it feels a lot better when you're out there and everything's full range of motion, obviously. So.
Oh, absolutely. But I got to give you credit for keeping. You worked so hard to get to where you're at, and you're still keeping the grind going and all that. And like you said, you look like a mummy out there, but at the end of the day, your coach could toss you out there in a wheelchair, it sounds like, and you were ready to play.
Yeah, that's the thing for me too. Like, I've worked so hard to get here. Like, I want to play. That was kind of my mindset. Like, I want to play every game. Like, I've worked so hard to get here. Like, I just, I'll do anything to play, really. That was kind of my mindset.
Absolutely. Like, nothing is going to stop you now if you got hit by a semi, I imagine, hey?
Yeah, for sure.
So, so are you obviously hockey is continuing for this upcoming year. There's going to be a lot of restrictions in place. We all know that. But what team are you hopefully going for this year?
So I got invited to go to the Fort Mac Oil Bearings camp, the AJ team there, and then also the San Bernard Silverbacks camp, the BC, just Junior A and BC there. So those are kind of my two focal points, kind of, working towards this summer. Because last year I went to the Fort Mac camp and was able to make it to the top 40 game, and that, that obviously I proved a lot to myself there. I felt pretty good about that. So I kind of, I was pretty bummed out when everything got canceled, because I was obviously really excited to go back there, and prove to them, hey, I've gotten this much better and everything. Like, you guys should give me another look. So I was kind of bummed out when everything got canceled. But yeah, that was kind of my main goal. But yeah, I'll see. This year I'm kind of looking, just going back to midget, not really trying to rush it. I'm going to go back to midget, hopefully have another good year, and then, try to just get some more attention from some other teams and just, see what I can get. And yeah, so yeah, just that's kind of my main focus, is just going back to midget and having a solid year.
I think that's honestly a good plan. Obviously the junior jump's a lot of fun, and if you're able to do it, might as well. But if you can have that 1 year of just tearing it up, AAA midget again, really prove yourself, get bigger, get stronger, more
Yeah, for sure,
consistent,
100%.
why wouldn't you want to take that route then, right? Because you're just
Oh yeah, 100%.
you'll still get the junior recognition, especially in the AJ too, because the AJ is
Yeah.
that's a fun league, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%.
And so Fort Mac, they're a pretty decent team as well. Well, they were. I don't know how they've been doing lately. Obviously, Brooks Bandits kind of dominate the entire league. But
Yeah, for sure.
how's Fort Mac been?
A couple years ago, like they were pretty good. Like they had a pretty deep roster. But yeah, this year they kind of like I followed them a little bit, just on Twitter and everything. Like they kind of ended up making a lot of trades and stuff, and like kind of a little bit of a rebuild. Like I think I could be wrong, but that's just what I think. They've been kind of trading for a lot of younger guys, and a couple of guys that I played against this year that played on the Flames, the Royals, and a couple of their teams have signed there. So yeah, I think they're kind of more, looking for younger guys right now, just kind of try to rebuild for the future. So
yeah, I work for I work kind of with the Royals. I manage I managed the Bantam AA team this year, white team, and I'll be with them again this year for their minor midget team. But I did see like a lot of Royal players have signed to go up towards quite a few AGA teams, but Fort Mac in particular.
Yeah. They signed a couple. There are a couple decent, or not decent actually, a couple good D-men, I should say, that signed out there I played against this year. So yeah,
that's awesome to hear. So
yeah.
with everything going on, with hockey kind of being back in the mix and all that, do you kind of like feel for your brother because his season's kind of half canceled right now, and you'll be kind of able to go on to the ice here if everything goes as planned in October?
Yeah, I kind of initially, like when it first actually like all got, whatever the date was, like March 13th or something like that. Me and my dad were actually supposed to go out for the weekend to Victoria and go because I hadn't been yet. We were supposed to go and visit him and everything, and they were having a home and home against the Giants. And we were supposed to go watch, and then obviously everything got canceled. And I obviously felt pretty bad for him just because he's aging out this year, or aged out, sorry.
Yep.
And kind of, I kind of felt like just got taken from him. And Victoria too, they had a pretty good team. They could have made a pretty good playoff run, I think. So I kind of felt bad for him, see him come home like that. But yeah, we'll see what the future holds. So yeah.
And we'll that's the famous this upcoming year. U Sports announced that there's no hockey for them till January. Like they're not playing in the fall.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, it's all a crazy situation right now of how that all works out. Sure. But yeah, so so junior hockey is the move, and then from there, I know you're so young, but are you trying to see if you can get scooped up by a dub team, or are you trying to go for the college hockey, or you kind of have a little plan in place? I know you're super young, and it's a tough question to ask, but might as well see if you've been looking around.
Yeah, well, obviously, I've been thinking about it for a while, and I want to play hockey as long as I can. For sure, I love the game, so I want to stay with the game as long as I can. But really, I'm kind of open to anything. Like, if a dub team wants to scoop me up, for sure, I'll go play a couple years in dub, get hopefully some free school, and go play CIS, or if not, play junior A somewhere, whatever, and then hopefully, maybe go to NCAA school. That'd be cool as well. But yeah, I kind of want to. Yeah, play either, a little bit of pro hockey if I can. That'd be awesome. Whatever, wherever it is, really. I'm pretty open to anything. Whenever I get an opportunity, really, I'll go for it. But I would, I think NCAA would be pretty cool for sure. Even just some the atmospheres they have in some of the games down there are just insane. They get a lot of good atmospheres down there and everything. And and obviously I kind of just like to have a backup plan as well. So go get a degree. That'd be nice too. But yeah, I'm kind of just open to everything right now. I don't really have my mind made up yet.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, you're very young, so hard question to ask. But I gotta agree, the NCAA route it's a very cool route. I'm hoping the university hockey here in Canada, COVID kind of set it back, but I hope that picks up, just because the NCAA is so much fun to watch, and the fan engagement, the schools, and everything they're able to do. Whether you're a D1 or D2, they really care about the teams and all that. Obviously, they have the funds for it too, right? But
yeah, for sure. The student sections, some of those games are just literally insane.
It's nuts.
And you can they live for the Friday night game, all of them. So yeah,
it's like Friday Night Lights, right? Just like their football and everything like that.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, I think that's pretty much everything. Like I said, we gotta have you back on the podcast after you finish up another year or so of hockey and see how everything goes, because I think you're gonna be a young one. Everyone's gonna want to keep an eye on who listens to this and see how well you progress and all that. I'm definitely a fan now, and I want to see how well you do there, bud.
I'd definitely love to come back on again for sure. I'd love it. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well, anything else you want to add, or just
No, I think that's I'm looking forward to next year. Then it'll be cool to see where I end up and everything, and come back and chat about it. So yeah, I'm excited.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for coming on to the show there, bud.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem.
Hope you all enjoyed that interview with Joey Haden. He was honestly such a great guy to have on, and he really looks up to his brother Gary, and we all know how successful Gary was with when he came on to the show and talked about his time, and what they both have such a great mindset of what it takes, and you can kind of feed off each other of that competitive side of the family, and it's proven they're both very successful, and I've got to play some very high quality hockey. So thank you again, Joey, if you're listening, for coming on. It was absolutely great, and it's always nice to have the young guys come on and give their perspective of their short time with hockey and what they've already learned from it, and what they've got to gain, the knowledge and everything. So thank you again, Joey. Like I said, guys, I like to bring on literally anyone onto this podcast who's involved with hockey in some way. I mean, I feel like we've done a good job at covering some college hockey, junior hockey. We've covered Paige, a sports writer. I mean, we had Isaac come on, who's a hockey coach and well knowledge and everything like that. So if you yourself listening are very active, involved in hockey, feel free to message me and we'll talk about getting onto the show. We got another exciting interview lined up for next week. We're going to take a dive into some ACAC hockey from states. That's all I'm going to leave it at with that, because it's gonna be a good one, and it's the second goalie one. So those are the only hints I'm gonna give you guys. But yeah. So let's kind of dive into all the craziness that's been going on with hockey and the NHL and the draft, the Hall of Fame. You name it, we're gonna talk about it. So yes, the NHL draft lottery happened this past week since we talked and all that. First thing I ought to say is, wow. I feel so bad for the Detroit and, on I can't believe that a playoff team, or a team that's one of the 18 that loses an NHL playing round, to have the chance of getting number one overall pick in the draft. That is just kind of insane in my opinion, because the chance that each team has a 12.5% chance in the second lottery draw to be conducted. So there's a chance that Pittsburgh Penguins could get Alex Lafreniere, which is just nuts to think about. I mean, Detroit really, really, really got screwed. Which that Detroit's such a good team as well. They've proved themselves for over 20 years at making playoffs, not needing a rebuild every second year. They're able to manage their guys, work hard, get playoffs. They have such a good organization, such a good structure that, teams like Buffalo should follow, or Edmonton should follow. I know Edmonton's made the playoffs and yada yada, but I mean, Detroit was able to manage it for so long, and now when you got a team down and all that, and they kind of just get screwed out like that. I mean, you're just kind of kicking kicking them when they're already down. So I can't believe a mystery team will get it. I don't know how it's. I've read so many conflicting articles on how it all happens, and it's. I personally don't know how it's all gonna work or who's gonna get it. I heard whoever one of the first team that loses out gets it, and then I've heard that there's gonna be a different pool or something. I don't know. It's very confusing right now. But all I know is one of the eight teams have from the play-in round have a chance at getting a number one overall pick, even though they all have the chance of being a playoff team. So does that really make sense? No, it does not. Is it going to happen? Yes, it's going to happen. So, like I said, I don't get it, but that is where it's at. So we'll kind of dive into the hub cities. I keep kind of screwing myself because I hold off so late to record because I'm waiting for the day that the NHL just finally confirms these hub cities. And I thought today was going to be the day. I really did. But it seems that it's not confirmed, but it sounds like Vegas is out. They've had too much of a spike in COVID-19 cases. And, I've had a lot of talk with people about this. I said that, Vegas would have made sense at times just because of the money aspect, but because of, the states opening up early with some of their stuff and all that. Clearly, players, too, aren't wanting to play right now because of their health factor with everything going on, which I totally understand. Like I said last week, these guys shouldn't even be training in these hotspot areas. So why we shouldn't even have the hub city in these hotspot areas, unless you went full bubble form like what the NBA is kind of doing. But I don't think lots of guys are on board with that. But it sounds like Edmonton and Toronto are the front runners to have this, which is nuts because I was like having such a hard time thinking that Edmonton could get it. But if Edmonton has made such a nice plan, and apparently Toronto's made a nice plan, and those sound like those are the two cities that are going to be hosting it. It changes every day. Who knows what will happen, but yeah, the training camps are supposed to start within less than here. I just had this tweet. Training camps are supposed to start in less than 2 weeks, and the NHL still hasn't decided on hub cities. This is from Emma Vigeland. So I kind of agree with what she's saying. It's kind of weird how, we haven't had these hub cities confirmed, but, I guess we'll just see what happens. But they should kind of get that in place here, hopefully this week. Maybe they'll make it. Here's my thought process now, actually. Just clicked in the head. Good old head of mine. Maybe the NHL is saving it for tomorrow, July 1st, Canada Day, to announce that the NHL is coming to Canada, hockey night in Canada every night for the NHL playoffs. I bet you I just blew some of your minds that are listening to this on Canada Day. If you are, happy Canada Day, by the way. But that's what's going on with the hub cities. It sounds like Vegas, you're out. Too much COVID cases. Not much. The NHL is already. I guess we'll kind of dive into this topic. I have it written down, but we had some players test positive. We've known in the past couple of weeks since everything's kind of opened up. The NHL came with this statement. I'll read it here. As of Monday, June 29th, the NHL has had in excess of 250 players report to club training practice facilities for optional participation in Phase 2 activities. There have been an excess of 1,450 COVID-19 tests administered to this group of players. Those tests have resulted in a total of 15 players returning confirmed positive test results for COVID-19. In addition, since June 8th, the opening Phase 2, the league is aware of 11 additional players who have tested positive for COVID-19 outside of the Phase 2 protocol. All players who have tested positive have self-isolated and are following CDC and Health Canada protocols. The NHL continued to provide regular updates on a number of tests administered to players and the results of those tests. So the big thing I read in this is how they're following the Health Canada's protocols. So that kind of gives you, if you just read in between the lines, that they're listening to what, Health Canada has to say, because these are going to potentially be the hub cities of everything's going on. And it seems like our low amount of cases and our good structure with how we've kind of controlled this virus amongst places in the States. And I just, the players are going to probably feel more safer. I imagine over here in Canada and wanting to play, especially if they can have their families here. And like I said, Edmonton offered them like a bunch of stuff, like a golf course, and they're going to be taken care of. So I guess we'll see what happens. This doesn't confirm that hockey is back. We still wouldn't have Hub Cities confirmed, but it sounds like, as I'm recording this, the June 30th, that the two front runners are going to be Edmonton and Toronto. So now let's dive into some Hall of Fame talk. The Hall of Fame just happened this past week as well, since last time I talked. I'm going to talk about the 3 people that I was a big fan of that got selected from the Hall of Fame. I think they all deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm just going to go with my 3 that where I was pretty fired up about. So we'll start from 3 and work our way down to 1. So for number 3 that I was very excited about, we got to go with Kim St. Pierre. She was a goalie for Team Canada, and she played youth sports growing up for McGill University. She also played for the Montreal Stars, and but what I really want to talk about is how well she was for Team Canada, and the amount of gold medals she brought in, like 1998, 99, and 99 to 2000 gold medal in the World Championships. She 2001 World Championship best goaltender, and she won a gold medal. 2001, 2002 Olympic best goaltender, gold medal as well, and All-Star team. And then 2003, 2004 best goaltender, best save percentage, and another gold medal for the World Championship. And 0405 she got silver medal, and like the list just literally goes on about how stellar she was for being a goalie. Like, I don't even want to say just for being a female goalie. In general, her just being a goalie, she was nuts. She's posting up .980 save percentages and 0.33 GAA in 2006 and 7 World Championship, where she got a gold medal. Like, she's absolutely insane, and she absolutely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. It's always nice to see, the Hockey Hall of Fame bringing in, more females into it and everything like that. So I'm very happy that she got selected in, and she absolutely deserves it, because that is some crazy, crazy numbers she has. Number 2, got to go with Marian Hossa. Another absolute stellar of a guy. Really, really big fan of him growing up, watching him. He got to be part of the Chicago's dynasty, winning back-to-back cups in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015. Absolutely stellar guy. He really deserved everything he got. Got inducted to NHL All-Star games how many times? From his rookie season here, CHL All, his rookie team, first All-Star team, Memorial Cup champion, like WHL champion, then in 98, 99, all rookie team and rookie of the month for March. So he's been an absolute consistent player. Really, really, really talented. He got the championships, got the cups that he deserves, and he was just always so sick to watch. He was such a good player, like absolutely unreal. So can't say enough good things about Marian Hossa, and he absolutely deserves to be in Hockey Hall of Fame, even though he still hasn't. Reading Elite Prospects, he still hasn't officially retired. So he's still on contract with the Arizona Coyotes, according to Elite Prospects, but obviously he's not playing. So he hasn't played for a team since Chicago in 2016-17. So now, number 1, how do you not go with this at your number 1 favorite if you're from Alberta? Yeah, you can say Alberta, because Edmonton, you guys are fans of this guy as well. Got to go with Jarome Iginla. First selection at the Hockey Hall of Fame, and he gets it, and he absolutely deserves it. I mean, he's an absolute stud. He was an absolute stud, and what he did for the Calgary Flames for like over a decade and a bit. Yeah, he was, he was just sick. He's such a good guy. He works hard. Did nothing but amazing things for the Flames organization and for the whole community itself. And we can just talk about, like, obviously we all know he didn't get his Stanley Cup championship, which absolutely sucks because he does deserve a cup. He's one of those guys that we always talk about all the time who, they deserve a cup. And you mentioned that Joe McGinley will get brought up into that, and he does deserve it. But, he's a Memorial WHL champion, CHL Memorial Cup champion. He's won a World Junior gold medal. Let's talk about the Olympic gold medal in 2002. He also won World Cup gold medal in 2003, 2004. And, the 2010, gold medal. How do we not talk about his diving pass? We've talked about it on this podcast before, but it still gives everyone goosebumps. Of him diving on the ice and passing it to Crosby up front at that very, very awkward angle. And Crosby's able to hammer it past Miller. That's what happens. Oh, I'm excited again just talking about that now. So good on you, Crosby, Kim St. Pierre, and Marian Hossa for getting inducted in, and Kevin Lowe, and oh boy, I forget the other one. Oh, that's not good. But yeah, congrats to all of you. But those are the top three where I was very excited for, and I felt like it was a good category. I felt like there's some that still deserve to get in, but I guess I don't get to make those rules, eh? So we'll go. I want to talk about that. This is my last topic of the night, and it just kind of came out an hour or two before I started recording this. We're going to talk about how Bobby Orr came out saying that Sidney Crosby is one of the top 5 players of all time. Yep, he's won all those cups. He's won the Olympic, scored the goal to win it. Scored a goal to win it. Fact that the World Cup, he's won the numbers he's put up, everything he's done. He's one of the greatest hockey players of all time. Now it's coming from Bobby Orr, one of the great ones. So for Bobby Orr to come up and say that, all you Crosby haters better take a step back and realize that if everyone who idolizes Bobby Orr is saying that, and Wayne Gretzky said the same stuff before, and you guys better realize that this guy's sick. We are watching a legend still to this day, and you should really appreciate what's on the ice, because Crosby's an absolute stud. He's unreal. And I just, it blows my mind that people still think he's not as talented as he is. He really is. Like, he's done it all. He's literally has done it all. And he's 30 something years old. Still has some time left. So, I mean, got to give credit where credit's due. I agree. I got to go within that top 5 range, just because given the day and age of the game, what he's been able to do, how he's able to move the puck still, score goals consistently. I know everyone likes to bring up guys from the past, but I'm going to kind of upset some people with my comment here, but it is kind of is what it is. But, the game's a lot faster now. Goaltending's a lot better, and the guys are able to put up this amount of points, whereas compared to before, yes, you can argue the game was a lot more gritty. It was a lot more crazier, fighting, sticks to the mouth, all that. I understand. But with the game, how it is now, if you were to put Crosby out there back then, yes, he would probably get hurt more. I know lots of the older crowds probably saying that, but he would absolutely dominate, in my opinion. So, like I said, that's my opinion. Absolutely great that Bobby Orr came out saying that, because it's true. He's one of the top 5 players of all time, and he's still hungry for another cup. So it's only going to get sweeter and sweeter with time. And kudos to Crosby for keeping this going, and hopefully we can watch. Hopefully we can watch all the guys get playing here within I guess this month was everything's supposed to kind of unfold, and I guess we'll see at the end of July if I'm talking about playoff hockey or if I'm talking about a spike in COVID cases that's interfered with players not wanting to play. I hope it's not that, but I guess we just got to see with time. So that's all I have for today, folks. Thank you for tuning into this episode. Thank you for tuning in, listening to Joey. And Joey, thanks for coming on again. And, I feel like we had a really good interview. It was a shorter interview than my other ones, but Joey's just getting started of hockey, folks. Once we bring him on again, and which we will, he's going to have a whole lot more to talk about, and I know he will. So he's already got a great resume built up, and I can't wait to see what the future has for him. So good talking to you guys again this week, and I look forward to talking to you guys all next week.